So, in terms of roadways, Breiffni before, I suppose when we were involved back in 2012, it was a lot of sand roads.
Yes.
And they've since changed.
Yeah, I
Sleepers.
suppose when we started out, there was 4 quarries and it was all predominantly sand tracks in. And I suppose, look, as we started getting money together as we went along over the years, we started putting more and more sleepers down.
Yeah.
We certainly wouldn't. We still do have a proportion of the farm with sand tracks, but all the main high traffic areas everything's double sleepered now, more or less.
Yeah.
Good distance out from the main yard.
Yeah, and even the attention to detail here, you can see you have a camber, they're kicking left and right.
Yes, we have, yeah.
And that was purposely done.
Purposely for the rainwater and not keeping muck on them either, yeah.
Yeah, so what's the base underneath these? Is it old sand?
Old sand, yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Fencing wise then, on your roads, you have a double strand?
We've double strand pretty much everywhere, yeah.
On the roadway or in the
on the roadway
as well?
And yeah, I suppose, look, boundaries, roadways are all double. Some of the divisions would only be single, all right, yeah. Okay. On the milking block.
How many kilometres of tracks have you roughly?
We'd have just over 10 kilometres of farm roadways.
It's a lot.
Yeah, serious, yeah.
Has lameness improved now with, by virtue of having these?
Yeah, I really think so, yeah. I think, especially in the back ends, when you have the real, horrendous weather, it's certainly a massive improvement, yeah. And keep them clean as well. We sweep them, we don't let them get too dirty with the road sweeper on the loader.
Right.
Keep them, this has been swept recently, actually.
Okay. So what's the average distance of cows walking from the parlour to grazing roughly, do you think?
Anywhere from probably 3 to 4 kilometres on average, yeah.
Each way or combined?
Combined.
Yeah. Okay. And do you think that's at the limit of what they can do?
Probably for here, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That has an effect on Measley, I presume.
I would say it does, yeah.
Yeah. So underpasses in the UK aren't that common, but you've 6 here, is it, on the farm?
Yeah, we've 6 underpasses put in here, yeah.
Okay, so they're obviously a huge help for time and
massive, yeah, massive.
And I noticed on them there's a very high level of finish in terms of.
Yeah, I suppose that's the
keeping with the estate and.
Yeah, I suppose the estate profile and I suppose the highway spec over here as well. They're pretty strict, like so. Yeah. We were quite. I suppose we had to do what we were told. But yeah, look at they're a super job. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of managing effluent and liquid or whatever.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
So I suppose they're 8 foot deep. 8 foot. I suppose culverts really, but the opening here is only about 6 foot. We've a 2 foot tank underneath. So I suppose because when we put them in, the water and slop was sticking to the bottom. We had no, I suppose, drainage out, which was probably a mistake on our part. But look, we blocked up, I suppose, here. You can see the blocks here, and we've a 2 foot tank underneath these slats, which takes all the water, so the cows are actually walking through them nice and clean.
Okay.
If the water does build up, then you can see out the other side here we've a lay flat, and that's where the underpass pump. You back her down in the quad and just pump the water out.
Okay. And is that a tank running the full distance underneath here?
The slatted tank is running the full way through, yeah, and it's falling to where the pipe is in the tank.
So you had that depth when you constructed these originally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They were 8 foot, yeah.
Yeah. So these are only suitable for quads, I presume, anyway. Is it
sorry?
The underpasses are only suitable for quads coming
That's
through
right, yeah.
in terms of people?
Yeah.
And gradient-wise, there's no need for steps. It's a nice enough gradient
No,
coming
it's
out.
nice, yeah. It's actually not bad at all now.
Yeah.
We don't see any issues with it.
How many fences do you have, say, creating the power on the electric fencers?
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 in the milking block, and we have 4 on the support on the out block as well, the support block.
Right.
So 8 fencers in total.
Yeah. And you have loads of access points.
We have, yeah. Still putting it in, you can never have enough.
Do you use a bat latch or anything like that for getting the cows out?
We don't at the minute, no. Something I will look into. We have a lot of, I suppose, public walkways through the estate here, and sometimes it's a bit dodgy to leave the track overnight, and if people are walking through whatever in the evenings, they mightn't close the gates. So something I'd like to do going forward or try, yeah.
So this is the contrast, I suppose, between the material that the new versus the old. This is what you would have been dealing with originally here.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And what were the challenges with this?
So this is super, mid-season when the sun is shining in the summer there. they love it. They run up and down it, you know, to and from milking. But
Yeah.
I suppose the back ends, it does go to pure slop, like pure.
Okay.
It gets pure wet. Even if you camber it, it'll still go to rubbish, like.
And does it stick to the cow's feet? Or?
It does, yeah, and they're, you know, it goes up their legs and
Yeah.
get a bit on their teeth as well, depending. So that's
Okay.
why you know, it's in the summer they're super, but
Yeah.
the back ends, yeah, it is, depending on the weather, it gets challenging.
Okay. Water troughs then, is it typically one per paddock?
No, well, typically one, yes, but I suppose look, the larger paddocks, we've two, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that a loop system then, or what?
Yeah, it is a loop system, yeah.
Okay. Big pipe coming to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
think it's
Terra put in, I think, is it originally?
60, I think it's 63 mil
Yeah.
underground, yeah.
Fair enough. So I suppose this is a big communication corner.
Yeah, so this is where I suppose it all happens really in terms of organisation and management of the farm, yeah. So this is the map of the farm. So basically this is our main milking block here. We're located here. This is us here. So we're milking off about 500 hectares in total for the cows. And then our outblock consists of mainly 250 hectares, heading for 300 now to be fair. And that's mainly for silage, R1s and R2s, basically your calves and your maiden heifers. So that's support block, outblock basically. That's support, outblock, and this section here is support and outblock. So, and a few random paddocks that we don't cross roads to, that's classed as support as well.
Right.
So yeah.
So what's the distance, say, from one end of the here, say? What?
You're talking probably 4.5 to 5 Ks probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and you have a main railway line going through there as well?
We have six underpasses on the farm, and we go under the railway in 2 locations, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So how do you use the map then day to day, say, in terms of communication with staff, or what functions would you use it?
The map is huge to us. Like we actually couldn't function without it really from a grazing perspective. So this is our grazing board. So I'll just move this a bit back of it. So basically, David Quinton, who's the grass manager here, walks the farm every Monday morning. Once a week most of the year, twice a week for peak growing, and then he does a grazing plan. So he'll walk on a Monday, he'll do a plan for the week ahead, and that plan is done on an A4 pad originally, and then it's put up here on the board. So basically we've got the days of the week, Monday to Sunday.
Yeah.
The date is put in as well, just for communication purposes. Herd 1, 680 cows, herd 2, 680 cows. We don't have a lame herd this year, thanks be to God. The once a days is 50 to 70 cows. That's just any skinny or, you know, lame or cows aren't giving a lot of milk. They go on once a day, and then your penicillin. So you've got your AM paddocks and your PM paddocks, and how the map works is that you put the paddock number, whether it's half, a quarter, 2/3, whatever. We sometimes, depending on the time of the year, with the autumn rotation planner or spring rotation planner, we'll put the hectares, because the whole team have got the field area measure map, and that's where I suppose the map comes in handy, because you've got your grazing board with the paddock numbers, and the actual map with the paddock numbers and the hectares and whatnot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So with that number of people, obviously, communication is key.
Communication is absolutely crucial here, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably one of your biggest jobs, is it? To
It
get
is,
right?
yeah, it is, yeah.
To get people to work with you.
That's right, yeah.
Okay. So if students coming in here then, say like what you had from UCD this year,
Yeah.
what kind of involvement would they get, or what kind of training would they get?
So I had three students this year. I had two, I suppose, for spring for 8-9 weeks, and we had another chap, Fergal, for breeding, and they were a massive asset to the farm, and they learned a lot here. I suppose for them, they're exposed to absolutely everything. So I try and rotate, depending on how many I get at a time. I can take 2 to 3 at any one time, and I just rotate them. So they'll, depending on the time of the year, for calving, we'll put one on calves for 2 days of the week, one in here, one in the calving yard, and I just rotate them in different roles, responsibilities.
Yes, and they have accommodation on the farm as well, somewhere local.
Accommodation is all provided.
And looked after that way.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Very good. And obviously, distance-wise, back to Ireland, it's not far.
No, it's not. It's a lot closer than, I suppose, New Zealand and Australia anyway. Yeah.
And for them, they'll get an experience like they would in New Zealand. To
Exactly.
Get it here,
We are very grass-based, grass-focused.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.